Hey everyone, so this is Module 9 over suicide. I want to first off start by saying I hope that everyone understands why we're going through this, and I realize that some of you may be struggling with this area, and that I hope you continue to reach out to resources or myself or other faculty here if you're struggling with these similar sentiments as we go through this unit. And just know that we're all here for you and able to help in any way possible to get you the resources you need for your own mental health. For this week, we will be doing a split week. So on Tuesday, I'll lecture, and on Thursday, we will have a guest speaker coming in to do gatekeeper training. For this week, you will need to do the Cognito training and submit your submission. For that, what that looks like is week 8. So you will go to the link that's provided here. Once there, you'll use the code USC Columbia. Then you create an account. The simulation is an online simulation. It does take 35 to 40 minutes to complete. And you have to do it in one sitting, and you can't do anything else. So you can't minimize and listen. You have to be engaged. Actually, is really great. I went ahead and did it before because I don't want to ask you to do something that I wouldn't do. So I went ahead and did it, and I think it was actually really helpful. At the end, you'll get a certificate. Once you get that certificate, save it to your desktop and upload it. That will be your week 8 assignment. So that's all you have to do is upload the certificate showing that you completed. Do not do anything fancy and funny where you just remove my name, add your name. Actually, go through the training, please. After doing so, we have our week 9 assignment. Week 9 will not be able to be completed until after our Thursday session with Dr. April Scott from USC. She's coming in to do this, so please don't work ahead. But our week 9 assignment is going to be over creating a suicide care referral plan. So if we go look at this, I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So when we look at this, this is how an emergency department works in terms of how we provide patient-centered care, but really focus on the patient throughout the continuum of their mental health condition. So for this, it's intended to help you explore how a student athlete may demonstrate or voice a threat to themselves and report it. And then what we are asking you to do for this is refer. And so referring at your clinical site is someone expressing suicidal thoughts. You'll consider what the criteria are necessary to enforce referral and then process for doing so. You'll need to identify key community partners that may also serve as a resource, and this has to be built off your current clinical site. So you should be working with your new clinical site, not your old one, to develop how this is going to move forward. You have to work with your preceptor on doing this. Please do not complete this alone and think you've done it all. You have to work with your preceptor, so please be mindful to talk to them early on in the week about some of these things. At the end of this, you'll be required to create a mental health EAP. You'll submit that as a PDF and suggest it to your preceptor about integrating it into their daily clinical practice. From that conversation, you'll then suggest about this and challenge their thought about why they wish to or to not integrate it. So for the referral plan, the first thing you do is go to this link here and gather what determines if someone needs immediate help and what is crisis and what do we do. Then you're going to create a care plan and discuss about this care plan. What do you integrate into your care as the athletic trainer? Consider here who the people and the phone numbers and the contact information that you may need for this person. And then finally, you'll create your EAP. So when you're creating your EAP, you need to consider the process for referral, and there needs to be a clear distinction in the EAP for mental health emergencies versus mental health crises. The readings for this week do a really good job of going over some of these things. And so if you are not sure what to do, look at some of these things that are here about what to actually be doing and addressing those. And then for this, you actually create the EAP. So the EAP is focused on the bigger scope of mental health emergencies and mental health crises, while our weekly unit is specifically on suicide, but that's when we need to be able to integrate the EAP policy in a efficient manner and a quick manner. So to go over this one more time, you're going to create a suicide care referral plan. One of the first things you have to do is figuring out the referral process for your clinical site. So you're going to have to identify how you're going to do it, what the link looks like in terms of what you would actually do, and then who would be the key people. That's actual stuff. Once you get this stuff down, then you'll integrate it into the EAP. So for your submission, you do not need to answer each of these things. You're only submitting a mental health emergency action plan with these things incorporated in. I'm put these here as means to help you finish the project or the weekly assignment, but this is what you're actually submitting. If you're unfamiliar with an emergency action plan looks like, please let me know. You should have an EAP at your clinical site relative to like a venue-specific EAP, maybe one for lightning and heat. But if you have one for mental health, this is a great time to pull it down, review it, and make sure that these specific things for mental health are incorporated in. If you have any other questions for this week, please let me know. Thanks.